The Occoquan Radio Podcast is a private production and is not affiliated with the town of Occoquan. Opinions expressed on the podcast are solely those of its host and guests. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the May 4th, 2025 episode of the Occoquan Radio Podcast. I'm your host, Ernie Porta, bringing you 10 to 15 minutes every week of irregular, unscheduled updates on things Occoquan and beyond. This week on the podcast, we'll discuss town council and staff activities. Since May is Historic Preservation Month, we'll talk about the county's Office of Historic Preservation in our history segment. We'll tackle a rumor regarding the post office in our Rumor Mill Shredder segment, and close by reviewing upcoming activities in and around town. Make sure you don't miss an episode by searching for us on the podcasting app of your choice and hitting the subscribe button. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy this episode of the Occoquan Radio Podcast. At its meeting on Tuesday, May 6th, the Occoquan Town Council will be holding a public hearing at 7 p.m. on the proposed budget for FY 2026. This is yet another opportunity for town residents to comment on the proposed budget. That budget is available on the town website at www.occoquanva.gov/government/budget. A public hearing on the proposed tax rates for FY 2026 will take place on May 20th. After which the town council may vote on the adoption of both the tax rates and the budget. This past Saturday in Town Hall, the town hosted a very successful volunteer fair. A number of organizations participated, and the 2-hour open house event was well attended by town residents and others. Both the town and town nonprofits have a number of volunteer opportunities available for those who are interested. And of course, we're looking for volunteers for our annual Riverfest and Craft Show, which takes place the first weekend in June 7th and June 8th. Please check out the town website at www.occoquanva.gov for more information. On a less positive note, I'm sorry to report that Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin exercised his line-item veto authority to veto $1.2 million that a bipartisan majority in the General Assembly had approved for the completion of the Occoquan Riverwalk. Our project was one of 37 items totaling some $900 million that the governor vetoed, citing, quote, short-term risks as President Trump resets both fiscal spending in Washington and trade policies, end quote. I want to express my gratitude to our state delegate, Brianna Sewell, who championed this funding, and I look forward to working with her as we continue to seek economic development support for what is an effort important to the town and the region. In our history segment this episode, I'm going to step a little bit outside of the town of Occoquan. May is Historic Preservation Month, and in 2001, Prince William County created the Office of Historic Preservation to maintain and operate county-owned historic sites. Amongst various other historical organizations, I have served on the board of directors of the Prince William Historic Preservation Foundation for more than a dozen years. This is a separate 501c3 organization that raises funds to help support county-owned historic sites. One thing I have learned during my tenure on that board is that many people in the county are unaware of the various county-owned historic sites. In fact, the Office of Historic Preservation oversees 23 historic structures and over 700 acres of culturally and naturally significant landscapes, as well as a large number of artifacts. Some of the sites, like Ripon Lodge and the Brentsville Courthouse Historic Center, as well as the Bristow Station Battlefield Heritage Park, are readily accessible to the public. With the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution upon us, the Office of Historic Preservation is turning the Williams Ordinary property in Dumfries into a cultural center and museum. The building will feature a new exhibit on Prince William County and the American Revolution, along with rotating exhibit space focusing on art, history, and local culture. The Office of Historic Preservation also has a robust schedule of guided tours, behind-the-scenes tours, events, and lectures. In fact, on May 22nd, from 7 to 8:30 p.m., one of those lectures will be held in the Occoquan Town Hall, where journalist Joe Motherell will speak on Northern Virginia luminaries. The event is free. Information on the Office of Historic Preservation and the Prince William Historic Preservation Foundation is easy to get. They're on a variety of social media, including Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, and produce both a monthly e-newsletter covering upcoming events and a quarterly Historic Perspectives newsletter that features articles on Prince William history. If you have time, I encourage you to check out the county's Office of Historic Preservation by going to www.pwcva.gov/department occoquan.org/historic-preservation. And when you get there, click on the menu tab. That's the intro sound for our Rumor Mill Shredder segment. This is where we pay homage to the fact that while for much of its history Occoquan was a prosperous mill town, the only mill in operation today is the Rumor Mill. Here we take on urban legends, myths, rumors, or other similar topics that need straightening out. In this episode, I'm going to tackle a rumor regarding our town post office. As some of you know, the U.S. Postal Service rents the property at the corner of Washington and Mill Streets on which the post office sits. A few months ago, the longtime non-resident owner of the property sold it, leading to the assumption among some that the post office was being closed. That is not the case, however. The property was sold to a company called American Postal Infrastructure Partners, which was established in 2019 with the mission, according to their website, quote, of acquiring and revitalizing this critical last-mile delivery infrastructure to support American communities, end quote. They currently own 840 properties in 47 states and Puerto Rico and strive to revitalize postal properties in part by offering a variety of other services at postal sites. Of course, there is no way to predict the future, but the Occoquan Post Office is not currently scheduled for closure. Now for upcoming events in town. On May 6th, the Loft Gallery's featured artist all day will be Chong Teasley, whose acrylic paintings showcase animals commonly found depicted in their natural surrounding in a realistic manner. This will be followed later in the week on May 10th with a Meet the Artist reception from 1 to 4 p.m. On May 8th, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Forever Young, multiple Occoquan businesses will set up under one roof to showcase their goods and services. Also on May 10th, Hello Jackson will celebrate the upcoming Mother's Day with a mother-daughter sip and shop from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And the Art a la carte Gallery will hold a Celebrating Mothers event all day. Last, don't forget that Trivia Night in Rivermill Park season is upon us again and will kick off on May 16th at 6:30 p.m. The topic is Pop Culture Palooza. Register now. For more information on these and other activities in Occoquan, go to www.visitoccoquanva.com/events. Again, that's www.visitoccoquanva.com/events. That brings us to the end of this episode of the Occoquan Radio Podcast. Make sure you don't miss an episode by searching for us on the podcasting app of your choice and hitting the subscribe button. I'm your host, Ernie Porta. Thank you for listening.